Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another FanBoyPotion WWE 2K16 video, and today, something a little bit different, something that is definitely one of those types of videos that I haven't done in ages. It's been a while, but you know what? I was like, let's make one of these. I've been enjoying WWE 2K16 so much. I've really liked it so far. Again, it's not perfect, by no means necessary, but I've had quite a bit of fun with the game. And on top of that, because I keep getting asked over and over again on Twitter and such, hey, what do you think, who's going to win at Survivor Series? I decided, hey, why not just go ahead and make a quick Survivor Series prediction video. So of course this kind of spoils who I think will make it to the finals between Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, but then again, that's not an original pick. That's pretty much what everybody's going with. So nonetheless, let's discuss that. Of course, Roman Reigns made his way through the Big Show and Cesaro to make it here. He'll be wrestling against Alberto Del Rio in the first semifinal match, which Alberto Del Rio made it through Stardust, and so yeah, he made it through those two to make it to the semifinal. I think this is the safest pick to go ahead and pick Roman Reigns to make it to the finals. Then we go to Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose, which honestly, I think there is a chance that they could throw a little bit of a curveball into the whole situation where they do. I wouldn't be surprised, let's put it this way, I wouldn't be surprised if they do something along the lines of where at some point in this tournament, either Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose get eliminated, and then they get added into the finals of the tournament just via the hands or the, I guess, push of the Authority. So somebody gets taken out, and then they get added to the finals. So that's a possibility. Now, with that in mind, do I think it happens? I think it's probably not going to occur. But if I had to pick between Alberto Del Rio and Reigns, I go with Reigns. And then between Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose, I go with Dean Ambrose. So that brings us to the finals, which will be Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. As far as who wins this whole thing, I think there's kind of two main ways I see it going. One of them is either one of the guys turns heel and joins the Authority, which would be the more obvious one. But I think that if they do that, I think that the one that should turn heel is without a doubt Roman Reigns. Not because I'm hating on Roman Reigns, I just think that that benefits everybody involved. Dean Ambrose becomes a bigger babyface and he gets to chase the title. Roman Reigns becomes the hated heel that he needs to be in order to earn some credibility over time with the fans. And the Authority gets a really good champion for them. So I think that overall storyline and everything, that just makes sense. I think that is the way that it should go, and I hope that that's the way it goes if that's the scenario they're going with. Other scenario could be this. Roman Reigns wins clean, Dean Ambrose attacks him or something along those lines. He becomes a heel in the process. Then as he's beating down Roman Reigns, all of a sudden you hear, fella, here comes Sheamus, Mr. Money in the Bank, becomes the champion for the Authority, because that's obviously out there in the wings as well. So we got to keep in mind that Sheamus could become the Authority's champion at the end of the night at Survivor Series. So that's really kind of the big possibilities in that regard, at least in my opinion. I think that's the most kind of likely scenarios. Now, when it's all said and done, of course, I need to make a prediction. Who do I think will be walking away from Survivor Series as WWE World Heavyweight Champion? I'm going to go ahead and put it to Roman Reigns. I think he's the one that's going to walk away with the title. Do I think that's the right move? I think it is absolutely the right move if he becomes a heel. I think a babyface Roman Reigns walking out of Survivor Series doesn't really do much for the storyline or him personally. I just think that doesn't really fit too well with his character. So personally for me, I think that if he walks away with the title, it has to be as a heel, because I just think anything else does not really benefit the situation at hand, so to speak. So with that in mind, now that we got the main event out of the way, let's talk about some of the other matchups here. So we're going to kick things off with the traditional Survivor Series match, which even at the time of this recording, which is just a mere few hours away from Survivor Series, we still don't know who's going to be competing in it. My guess, it's probably going to be something along the lines of like Cesaro, like Team Cesaro versus probably Team Stardust or something like that. And I'm going to go with Cesaro because I think they've started somewhat in some little ways to push him and kind of realize that the fans have definitely attached or hitched their wagon to him, so to speak. So I think that Team Cesaro wins, and I hope that he gets to have a really, really good showcase so that then potentially he gets into a more prominent position in the company, which is something that we've all been wanting to see for a while now, of course. So then we move on to Tyler Breeze versus Dolph Ziggler. Of course, Tyler Breeze was oftentimes compared to Dolph Ziggler in many different ways. He was really regarded as the Dolph Ziggler of NXT. You know, a very, very, very solid performer. Always gives you a great match, or at least in most occasions he does. And on top of that, of course, had somewhat of a similar kind of, show-off type gimmick going for him as well. So in that regard, he has definitely been compared to Dolph Ziggler before, which is why it's interesting to have these two go at it now on the main roster. And I hope that they put together a really great match. I think Tyler Breeze needs the victory more so than Dolph does. Dolph actually this past week, even on Twitter, said that he is already on the latter part of his career. He's only got 2 years left in the wrestling business, or at least he will wrestle for another 2 years. That's what he was. That's what he said when he was asked on Twitter by I think it was actually 2 different fans asked him. One asked, how long do you think you're going to wrestle for? And he said 2 years. And then another one asked him, where do you see yourself in 3 years time? And he said in LA full time. So obviously that's the goal that Dolph Ziggler has next in his life, and hopefully he succeeds in that, and wish him all the luck in the world with that career choice and where he's headed next. But I think that then puts him in a position where it would be great for him to, before he exits out the door, kind of help some talent get over and help build up some talent and have some really, really great matches with them. And Tyler Breeze is a no-brainer. I think it would be really cool if these guys actually had a series of matches. So like put them into matches over the next, 5 or 6 let's say weeks or something like that, where maybe each one of them will win 2, and then you can build off to another pay-per-view match next month at TLC, right? And at TLC, you could build up another match that's kind of like a tiebreaker for their series. Now, that being said, who do I think should win, or not should win, will win at Survivor Series? I'm hopeful that it will be Tyler Breeze. Then we move on to the Lovely Divas division, as it will be Charlotte versus Paige. Of course, they had that highly controversial main event segment on Raw on the Go Home show. I thought it was, in my opinion, a little bit tasteless. I don't know. I didn't really understand. It kind of felt like shock and awe for the sake of shock and awe, but I really don't want to get into it much more than that, because I think it's best left alone, so to speak. So that being said, who do I think will be walking away victorious? I think it should be Charlotte. I think that makes sense. Bada beam, bada boom, just hit him with that Superman punch. And I think that Charlotte, not only does she make sense to win here, similar to Tyler Breeze and Dolph Ziggler, I am hopeful that this will be a long feud. I am hopeful that don't just do like a month and a half type thing where it's like, hey, here's a month feud between these two ladies. It would be nice if they actually had like a lengthy feud that maybe even built up all the way to WrestleMania or Fastlane, and then get Sasha Banks involved in the whole situation as well, because I think that would be just super duper cool to have not only these two ladies involved, but at some point add Sasha Banks to the mix. We then move on to the Wyatt family. 2 members of the Wyatt family will be taking on the Brothers of Destruction. Of course, there's a little bit of a curveball type situation here, where most of us, including myself, thought that it would be the Wyatts and the Brothers of Destruction involved in the traditional Survivor Series match, 5-on-5, but nope, it's going to be a tag team contest. Now, I'm hopeful that it's going to be Bray and Braun. I mean, I would prefer for it to be Luke and Bray, because I think that would make more sense, and plus they could put on a better match, but I think they're going to go with Bray and Braun Strowman to represent the Wyatts, and then they will take on the Brothers of Destruction. I think it's a very, very safe bet for the Brothers of Destruction to win. I think that's what makes sense in terms of like the WWE advertising the whole 25 years of Undertaker and such. I think that's what they're going to go with. Now, do I think that's smart? No, because I think Bray Wyatt has practically lost every big-time match that he's had, every big program he's had. He's ended up coming out on the losing end. I mean, I think the only one that I could think of is probably Daniel Bryan. He beat him in an impressive match. And other than that, I can't really think of anybody else that is particularly impressive, or he had like a victory at the end against. Like, he's obviously won by DQ or cheating and such, but whenever kind of like everything was on the line, he's always lost. So I think if he is going to be regarded as a big threat, I think it makes sense for him to start winning sometimes. And it would be nice for him to go ahead and win in this match. I think that would be a huge thing. Plus, they could even build this up to TLC. Why not have the other two Wyatts help out and help Bray and Braun win? They don't need to win clean. They're obviously supposed to be heels, so why not get a lot of heat and get a lot of fans upset at the Wyatt family by letting them win here? I think that would be huge, and I think that that's what I would like to see. Now, again, since it's a prediction, I think the Brothers of Destruction win, but I think that the Wyatts should have been victorious. And I'm saying should have been because I'm sure that that the case will be where they lose. So with that in mind, there you guys have it. To wrap things up and kind of let you guys know in terms of a quick little summary here of all my predictions, I think that the first semifinal match between Roman Reigns and Alberto Del Rio will go over fairly quickly and probably will end with Roman Reigns with a victory, of course. Then Dean Ambrose will prevail over Kevin Owens. I think it's going to be a very hard-fought match, and I think that will add to the storyline of the finals, because Dean is going to go into it more hurt than Roman is, and I think that will be really interesting. Of course, that could change depending on who's turning heel. Then, of course, in the finals, I think it doesn't make sense for Dean Ambrose to turn heel. I know some people want to see that, but I just don't see what's the benefit of that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that suddenly people are going to love Roman Reigns because Dean Ambrose is heel. In fact, I think they're going to cheer for Dean, and they're going to be happy for him, even though he's supposed to be the bad guy in that situation. So I think that they should totally go ahead and turn Roman Reigns heel, or throw a big curveball into the situation with maybe Sheamus. I don't think that a lot of people are going to be too happy about that, but I think that will be an interesting story. Plus, he's out there in the wings, so you might as well maybe get him utilized here, because there isn't all that many other pay-per-views that he could be grabbing the championship at. I don't think he goes into WrestleMania as champion, so if you want him to become champion as a result of the Money in the Bank, now would probably be the only time that makes sense. And then at TLC, he could drop the title to either Reigns or Dean Ambrose, and you go from there. So then we move on to Tyler Breeze and Dolph. Goodness gracious, I'm completely blanking here. But yeah, Tyler Breeze and Dolph Ziggler. I think Tyler Breeze goes over. Brothers of Destruction are victorious against the Wyatts. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, Team Cesaro is victorious against whatever the other team will be. And Paige will unfortunately come up short against the one and only Charlotte. So now I'm trying to wrap this match up here, but it looks like Dean Ambrose is just absolutely resilient and not willing to give up. So it's going to take a couple of extra seconds here for Roman Reigns to probably deliver that spear, maybe another Superman punch in the process. I think that's probably going to be required here. All right, we're very close here. Again, I'd love to hear from you guys, by the way, in the comment section below. Write the entire card. Also, leave your ideas for who will win. If you have some other ideas like, hey, what if such and such becomes champion, or another crazy event occurs, whatever it is, I'd love to hear your predictions and your ideas for tonight's Survivor Series event. And on top of that, guys, smack that like button and let me know if you guys want to see these in the future. Do you want me to go ahead and make a predictions video for the WWE pay-per-views? I can't promise that I'll be making all of them all the time, because I will be honest with you guys, there have been occasions where I've not been huge on the WWE products when there's a few weeks in a row of stinkers. It's kind of hard to stay very invested into it, so keep that in mind. I can't promise prediction videos for every pay-per-view, but I will try to do my best and kind of drop my 2 cents on things as the pay-per-views continues to unfold. So that being said, let's go ahead and hit him with a charge finisher here. Time for our ooh-ah moment. Here we go. Get ready. Oh, he doesn't do the ooh-ah? Oh, okay. That's why he doesn't do the ooh-ah. Well, it would be interesting if this happens at Survivor Series, wouldn't it? That would be a big twist to the whole storyline. I think that this will be interesting to see if we end up seeing Mr. Roman Reigns. Oh, wow. Why did I kick out? Why did I kick out of that? I really did not mean to kick out, guys. I really didn't think that was going to happen. But somehow we end up kicking out of that particular encounter. And what a match. This has gone on way, way longer than I had anticipated for it to. Hit him with a Russian leg sweep. The new finisher that Roman Reigns is going to whip out is the Russian leg sweep. Let's see if we can win off of that. 1, 2. Oh, no, we cannot. We cannot win off a Russian leg sweep. Okay, get up, Roman. Roman, you got to get up, dude. Oh, where are you going? What are you doing, Dean? Dean, you're going to climb up there? No, you're not. Okay. So now that he is down, we will go up top. And he's probably going to do the same thing to me. Oh, the diving spear. That's pretty cool. Maybe that will finish the match. The 1, the 2, the 3. There he is, the new champion. Roman Reigns. Is that what will be happening later on tonight? Will Roman Reigns be walking away from Survivor Series as champion? I think that that is a pretty safe bet. Let's hope he's not going to be walking away as the babyface, because I think that it would be quite beneficial to have him as a really, really, really mean, powerful, quiet, deadly heel. I think that will work great. I think him aligning himself with the Authority is, again, super duper good. It will create that kind of heat from the audience where they're going to consider him a hypocrite. So I think that that would work really, really well. He gave a lot of flack to Seth Rollins about the whole ordeal. If he comes back around, becomes the Authority's champion, that should work quite nicely. There you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's predictions video. Again, if you want to see these in the future, consider leaving a like. That is always highly appreciated. I'll catch all you lovely folks next time. Peace out. See you later, alligators. Bye-bye, everyone.